Okay, you know that feeling.
Yeah.
That specific dread when you log into a hybrid meeting and the conference room just looks like a bowling alley,
Oh, yeah. The bowling alley view. I know exactly what you mean.
right? You're staring down this long tunnel, and the people at the far end are just, well, they look like pixelated ants.
You're technically there, but you're in the nosebleed section. You lose all the important nonverbal cues.
Exactly. So today, we're doing a deep dive on a piece of hardware that claims to fix that. We're looking at the Kramer KAC-CAM-50M.
Right.
And the mission here is to see if this thing can actually bridge that gap between a basic laptop webcam and, a full-on professional setup.
It's really targeting that missing middle for small to medium rooms where a webcam just doesn't cut it, but a full broadcast system is.
Yeah.
It's just overkill.
So let's get into the hardware. Because on paper, the specs look pretty aggressive. It's talking 4K resolution at 30 frames a second.
Mm-hmm.
But we both know that pixel count can be just a vanity metric, right? If the sensor is junk, 4K is just clearer grain.
You're absolutely right to be skeptical, but in this case, the sensor is really the headline. It's a 12.5-inch CMOS sensor,
Okay.
which in plain English means it's a much larger surface area than your typical webcam. It's just capturing way more light, more data.
And that usually translates to better performance in bad lighting.
Yeah.
Because conference room lighting is universally awful.
Precisely. It's rated for low light down to 0.1 lux. Basically, it can see clearly in a room that would look pretty dim to you and me.
I also saw it mentions 2D and 3D DNR. Now, is that just marketing alphabet soup, or does it actually do something?
It does. It stands for digital noise reduction. Think of it like noise-canceling headphones, but for the image. When the light gets dim, cameras produce that static, that fuzzy look. This tech actively cleans that out of the video feed in real time, so the image stays clean.
Right, without making everyone look like wax figures. So the image is clean. But good optics don't matter if the framing is wrong. It has a 102-degree horizontal field of view.
Which is nice and wide. It captures a whole table without giving you that distorted GoPro fisheye look on the edges.
Okay, but this is where I usually, start to check out on these so-called smart cameras.
Ah, the buzzwords.
Yeah, exactly. It says intelligent zoom, facial recognition. Is this actually smart, or is it just kind of guessing where to look? I don't want a remote.
No, this is the key differentiator. It's not passive. It's actively analyzing the scene. It looks for faces. If you're alone, it frames you. If two more people walk in,
It pulls back automatically.
it pulls back automatically to frame everyone.
But it does this using EPTZ, electronic pan-tilt zoom. Now it's got a 10x zoom, but that's digital. And normally digital zoom means the quality just falls off a cliff.
Well, that goes back to the 4K sensor.
Yeah.
Because it's capturing so much native resolution, it has all these extra pixels to play with. It can crop in, which is what digital zoom is, without you really seeing a loss in detail. It's essentially a lossless zoom for a while.
And the electronic part just means no moving parts.
Exactly. No whirring motors, no sound, no gears to break. It can snap its focus from a person to, say, a whiteboard instantly.
That's a big win. So what's the setup like? Am I calling IT and waiting for driver installs?
Surprisingly, no. It just connects with a standard USB 3.0 cable. It's plug and play.
Really? On a Mac, too?
Windows, Mac, Linux, it just shows up as a camera. It's certified for Teams and Zoom rooms, so it just works.
And physically, is it a beast?
Not at all. It's tiny, weighs less than a pound. You just clip it on top of the screen and basically forget about it.
Okay, let's talk cost. MSRP is around $690, though I've seen it for closer to $550. It's not cheap for a webcam.
No, but it's very cheap for a conference system. It's that Goldilocks investment,
Yeah.
It stops a business from looking unprofessional with laptop cameras without breaking the bank.
So at the end of the day, the KAC-CAM-50M is all about killing that bowling alley effect with better optics and some actually smart automation.
It creates a sense of presence. That's really the goal here.
Right. Now, before we wrap this deep dive, here's a thought for you to chew on. We talked about how this camera uses automation to decide who gets framed.
The tech is directing the shot.
Exactly. So with cameras getting better at recognizing faces and figuring out who's actually speaking, are we moving toward a future where the ream itself becomes the director? An era where the hardware decides the visual focus of a meeting even better than a human operator could.
That's a fascinating evolution. The idea that the room knows where you should be looking better than you do.
Something to think about. Thanks for listening.